Moving on to looking at the Vitalsource textbooks. These are the textbooks that we use here at the school. What you're going to need to do, one thing that you need to understand is there is no Vitalsource application, independent application for a Chromebook. So you are going to have internet access in order to access your books, unlike you would on a tablet. Now you still will be able to use your textbooks on a tablet or on your phone or on a computer. Those will still be an option for you. But as far as using your textbooks without internet access on your Chromebook, it's not going to happen. You are going to have internet access on your Chromebook in order to get to your textbooks. So if you are going to be places that you know you're not going to have internet access, but you do need to access your book, make sure that you have downloaded the Vitalsource Bookshelf application onto your tablet or your smartphone so that you can download those books and keep those when you don't have internet access. In order to get to your Vitalsource, first thing we're going to do is launch your Google browser, and we can go to vitalsource.com. If you have bookmarked it, then you can click on the bookmark and open it up. This is what your bookshelf is going to look like whenever you get to the page. They move it around every now and then, but usually your login, your sign-in information is going to be at the bottom. You can go to online.vitalsource.com. This is where you see it. You can also take and bookmark this page, bookshelf sign in. That way you don't have to navigate to it all the time. What that would look like then is when you first open up your browser, you're going to see bookshelf sign in. You can click on it. It's going to take you straight to your email sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address and my password, if I did it right. I'm going to put in my password and click sign in. Notice here it's going to say, hey, do you want to save this information? I can tell it to save the password if I want to. Then I won't have to worry about remembering it and putting it in all the time. If you don't want to save it, that's fine. Also remember that by saving it in one web browser, when you log into your email address and password on another Chrome browser, it is going to have all of those saved passwords. It's not machine specific. It's attached to your device, or to your account rather than to your device. So at this point, if you log in, this is the first time you've ever logged into your bookshelf, you're not using any digital books, this is what you're going to see, nothing. There's nothing there. There are no books. If you have been using the Vitalsource bookshelf with us for the last couple of years, you're going to see your books from this past year. Books have an 18-month lifespan to them, so when they die out, they will go away. But what you'll see is books that are left over from last year that are still accessible for the next couple months until they actually die out and go away. So if you are inputting books into your account, you're going to go into Manage, and then you're going to click the button Redeem. Now, where do you get this code? You're going to get the code from the school. We're going to be issued that code the first 1 or 2 days of school, or right after you enroll in school. If you're coming in late, then you would be able to get that code, and each class has its own code, or each book has its own code. The codes are not short, so you would want to make sure that you do put it in right. I've got an example book here that we're going to put in. Now this code is only, the thing about these codes is they're only redeemable once. So once you use the code, it is not going to be accessible into another account. So make sure you are in your account before you go and use the code and try to redeem the code. If you have forgotten your username and password, don't just create another username and password. Let's work to try to get your username and password figured out so that we don't have multiple accounts under your name. So once I click redeem, it's going to load. It says please wait, and there's the textbook now available to me. So whenever I log out, log back in, I'm going to have my textbook here. This is American Republic 3rd edition textbook. So then I'm going to be able to read the textbook, and I can take it and zoom it out, zoom it in if I need to, and change my reading structure and how it's going to look. On the far side, I'm going to be able to see where I've got the chapter, and I'm going to be able to scroll down, read it, and then move on from there if I want to. The New World, and then you can actually look in the book and search the pages and those different things. While you're going through the textbook, you can make notes, you can highlight, You can highlight different things and add a note to that or add a highlight. And if I highlight that section of the book, it's going to show up in highlights where I've highlighted that book. So I do have that opportunity to highlight. Now, understand that when you make a highlight or a note in your Vitalsource textbook, it's cross-platform. So as soon as I get done with it on my Chromebook and I open it on my tablet, all of my notes and my highlights are going to be available on my tablet or on my phone wherever I open it up. It is very difficult to read it on your phone, however. But if you're using if you're using a laptop and a Chromebook, then you can log into it, and you do have the ability to have 2 mobile devices, 2 computers or laptops, and then any web browser that you can log in through. So if you have multiple devices, or if you and a parent are looking at it at the same time, you're going to be able to see those notes that are made there. So you can navigate through, you can look to different page numbers, and then your pages are listed out here in page numbers with your chapters, and then they're subdivided by sections, so you can navigate down through. Look, there's Jimmy Carter. You got the Reagan administration, and so there's different areas in the bridge in the 21st century. So you got your different chapters, and then the maps in the back of the book. It operates just like you would any other book, any other textbook, but it's all in digital format. But again, to get back to your bookshelf, you just click on to your bookshelf. You'd be able to see all of your titles you recently viewed, and then you can zoom in around if you'd like to also. In managing, you can also manage your highlights, manage your subscriptions. With your highlights, you can look at your different highlights, and you can share, so you can share your highlights with your friends. If you have your friends join together here, you can share your highlights, share your notes with your friends also, and any subscriptions that you have, email address to subscriptions, any of those that you have, all your titles you recently viewed and you recently added. So those are going to be there, and you can change it whether you're going to see covers or if you're just going to see the title of your book, if you'd rather just see the title of the book. Here under the little icon, your account, you got your user information, your device if I can read,